Hey guys, Regular Guy Barbecue coming back at you again. We got another unique combination of
Noisy day.
Yeah, relatively easy, lazy day, but today is about bargains, okay? So we're going to show you some things about bargains. But first things first. If you saw one of our previous videos, you saw how not to use the charcoal chimney, right? You didn't see that, go back and watch it. You'll understand what I mean. Today we're going to use it correctly. So we've got our paper underneath and maybe a half a chimney of charcoal we're going to be using on our King Kong that we call it King Kong. It's our 22-inch Weber Kettle Performance Grill. Now we've got a couple pieces of paper under there. We're just going to light those up and let that do its thing while we're over here prepping our other things. Okay? Okay.
Get a reminder why we have to do it over a grill or like concrete.
That's a good point, yeah. So if you just like put that on the grass or on your wooden table or something like that, or that's going to destroy your tables. So we always do it on somewhere that can take the heat. We've got concrete blocks set up for one of our smokers. You can do it right on the grill because you're going to wipe that down and get it cleaned up anyway. So when it's time to put the food on, so we just put it on there because it's safe, right? Right. Okay. So on over to the table here. Frank and Cart's holding our things for today. Going to be using a little num wood. Got our hickory there, no big deal. Now these things we bought, as you can see, they all have reduced tags on them. And a lot of times the store that we buy these from has various things on the table or in the cooler that are close to dates. So we just happen to have two of these and one of these. So we've got a rib pork chop bone in. That's going to take the longest to cook. Less than $3 for that. And it's, how much is that? How much does that weigh? Just over a pound. So I mean, that's a pretty good deal. Cajun chicken breast that's already been seasoned and marinated and everything for us. That'll be pretty easy. A little chop steak and some charcoal steaks, which I'm really not familiar with. We're going to treat them like we do with a lot of our other steaks. See how they come out. We're going to cook all these different meats known as the smorgas meat. Yeah. So, real simple thing we're going to do today, with the exception of the chicken, because if you look closely, he's already marinated, right? Already got the seasonings in there. If you go back and watch one of our other videos, we made I believe it was called a beef seasoning package that we used for some other cooks. We've got some left over, so we're going to use it on this stuff. Yeah. So it should be pretty easy to do. We've got our steak sitting out here in the sun because it is a nice day. We've had some cool, crappy weather lately, so this is kind of a nice change. So we said, yeah, let's go out and do a little grilling.
Hey, at least it's not snowing here like it is the rest of the
Yeah,
state.
Those poor people over on the east side of the state had a nasty winter weather yesterday.
I got some buddies who were complaining about it to me.
They're having a rough time, huh? But the sun will come out tomorrow.
Oh, that's really thin.
Yeah, this is relatively thin. So even though this is like a rib-in pork chop kind of a thing that doesn't want to come out of the package because the package.
It's a little camera shy.
Oh no, don't take me out. I don't want everybody to see me naked. Yeah, this. Even though this is a bone-in, you think, well, I probably got a low and slow, blah, blah, blah. That's something that should cook relatively quickly, depending on your relatives.
How small it is?
Yeah, and there's a bit of a little fat end on this thing that well, this knife's duller than a cob. Let me go get a different knife. There, we got a better knife, okay?
Better knife.
Better knife. So we're just going to trim off a little bit of that just so we don't have that.
Doesn't seem like it's much better.
Yeah, it's better, trust me. We don't want that icky, chewy end on there. For
Scooby might.
Yeah, well, he can worry about himself later.
Or that one.
Yeah, so anyway, that one's going to probably take the longest of all these to cook because everything's relatively thin except the chicken. That'll probably be the next longest. So we're just going to take these out. And you can see that's just a couple bits of chopped steak. Almost like burger, if you will. So we're literally just going to do something real quick, simple, and easy with these. Quick, fast, simple, and easy. God, I sound like an infomercial. Don't I? Yeah.
Maybe it should be.
Maybe I should be. But wait, there's more. So, again, simple seasons.
Brought to you by the number.
But the number...
You.
Yeah, you... So these will cook really fast, so we'll probably put these on last.
On the internet, gotta be good.
Gotta be good.
Don't want YouTube yelling at us.
Well, you can get away with a little bit of it, but no. And I'm running out of
Where you
place.
putting it?
But we'll put that down there. There we go. We'll get our... Again, these are charcoal steaks. I've never seen these before. Never really had an opportunity to try one before. So what better time than when they're on sale, right? Seems like
Yeah, that way you don't spend as much money.
Well, right.
If you mess it up.
Right, if you done screwed up, you're out, what, $2, $3 for these, whatever. So they're a pretty good deal.
They sound like they're having fun.
They're having a good time. We got a lot of...
We're having a good time. They're having a good time. Everybody's having a good time.
Everybody have fun. Everybody have fun. Boy, I tell you, they make this barbecue proof. There's one.
Pitmaster proof.
Now, I'm going to pretty much guarantee you that these aren't going to be anywhere near as tender and cute and nice as
The last video.
like the ribeyes were. Yeah, they're probably not going to be that amazing steaks. They're probably a tougher cut of steak, a cheaper cut of steak, and they were an on sale cut of steak. But that doesn't mean they can't be good, right? You know that. So we're gonna. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna do the same thing here, like we do with all of our other meats and
Let's see you
things.
shake it.
Put on our seasonings. We're gonna put on a little heavy just because we can. We have a lot left over.
Because
Cause Tuesday. Cause it's Tuesday.
every day of the week is Tuesday, except for when it's Tuesday, then it's actually Wednesday.
I thought it was Saturday.
No.
Well, whatever. All right, so that's pretty easy. We're gonna let those soak in their little flavorings while we are waiting for our chimney to get hot. And while we're waiting for the chimney to get hot, let me get these gloves off quick.
Chim chimmery, chim chim chimchery.
I'm gonna go grab a towel here. So.
I mean, sneeze. Ew. Excuse me.
So,
You can smell that pepper.
yeah, peeper. Dash a peeper. So while that's doing its thing, we're gonna put that aside for a minute. Speaking of bargains, check this thing out. I'm sure you're familiar with what this is. If you're not, this is something you'd put like olive oil, cooking oils, things like that. And it's a Rachel Ray thing.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but I wanted to tell you about it because it is a brand name. And we got this at a bin store, an outlet bin store. So like, like the clearance stuff at a thrift store, huh? That's the best way I can put that. You pay by the pound, so this probably cost me like 50 cents.
It's a clearance thrift store.
Clearance on the clearance. So I figured, well, you know what? It's kind of cute. It's flashy. We can put our, now of course you guys know we use avocado oil. But you just put your oil in there. Maybe. Well, anyway, the
takes
point,
a lot.
yeah, it does apparently. But the point of me showing you this isn't so much because it's fancy or because it's this or it's that. It's other. It's because it's inexpensive, and honestly, you really don't need this. You can use it out of the bottle that I'm taking it out of just fine. We've done that for many, many moons.
It's for funsies.
Yeah, well, yeah, and if you like to have a little bit fancier stuff so you can show off for your guests when you're cooking, you don't always have to spend $40 on something like this. I'm pretty sure it was by weight. So I think I paid like 50 cents for this thing. Maybe less. Maybe less. And, I looked it over and took it in the house, of course, and sanitized it and everything like that. And everything seems to be just fine. I didn't see any leaks. I guess we'll find out now that it's full, right? Anyway. So that's that. And you put that in there. And it just has a little trap door that keeps it sealed when you're not using it, and then you just flip the trap door open, or you tip it, it goes by gravity. Okay. So another thing to just point out that's kind of fun that we find when we're out thrifting at some of our
It's a cheap
other
day.
videos. Cheap date.
Day.
All right. So our charcoal's starting to get hot. A little bit to the top, isn't quite heated up yet, but it's getting close. So we're gonna let that get a few more minutes in, and then we'll show you the configuration of the grill, how we're gonna use that, and get to cooking time. All right, so our chimney's getting pretty hot. It looks pretty good. It's almost about time to cook on it. Oh wait, we ain't cooking on that today. All right, so our Weber grill here,
This thing.
this thing, King Kong, is set up with the baskets on it. Now, if you don't have baskets, not a big deal. You can just pile the charcoal on one side, and you'll be just fine doing that.
Just don't do it with your hands.
Now, don't do it with your hands when it's hot. That's not a good idea. There we go. Now, again, safety first. We don't put this back on the shelf in there because they're plastic and they will melt.
Put it down there where it's, metal.
Yeah. Now, in case you haven't seen one of our other videos that shows how we clean our grill, we'll show you that again just to give you that tip. Now, I've been seeing a lot of things lately on various Facebook feeds and whatnot about the dangers of using bristled brushes on these. People actually getting in their food, swallowing them, getting lodged in their throat, I agree. They are dangerous. However, we still use them because they are quite efficient. But I'll show you the steps that we use to try to minimize the danger that could be caused by the bristles. Okay?
That's a risk I'm willing to eat.
That's a risk I'm willing to eat. Yes, that is true. So, we use the bristle brush to clean our grill, just like you can imagine if you've done those sort of things. Okay, so we do that just like everybody else does, knocks all the crud off. Then what we do is we go back to one of these, a Brillo pad, if you will. And what this will probably do, or what it should do, is if any of those little wire bristles do happen to come off of our brush, this will help to knock them down into the grill and away from the food. Okay, so we go through a couple of steps to do that. And then the last step that we do is twofold. Number one, it gives us an additional precautionary measure to remove any bristles that we may have gotten, which again, the chances of that happening, in my opinion, are quite low. But if you don't like taking chances, these extra steps can help you lower them chances even more. This also helps to make your grill a little bit more non-stick.
Tastes a little better.
And it tastes good too. So remember we got this thing we showed you a little bit ago? A little bit olive oil.
Earl of Earl.
Earl is the pearl.
Herb Curdle.
You can do this with your hands or gloved hands if you will. I like to use this thing because it's a little flatter, gives it a little more even pushing around to the oils.
Do it at your own discretion. We don't tell you what to do. You
do it
choose
how
yourself.
you do it. This is what we do.
We're not liable.
I had a liable once.
Oh.
Yeah. He got out of the pen.
Oh.
Alright, so there you got that. Well, there you have it.
Major sign.
So again, that just gives you a little bit of peace of mind or piece of something that will eliminate that danger that you may think we have. Alright, on to the food. So now our foods, again, like I said, our chicken and our pork are probably going to take the longest of everything that we've got out here. So we're going to put those on first. And we did the charcoal to one side of the grill to try to give us some indirect heating. You guys know about that, right? You know about indirect heating.
Go watch our other videos.
Yeah. If you don't know about indirect heating, we've got lots and lots and lots of places that we talk about that. So you can go catch those videos, or you can kind of see it here if you want, or however you want to slice it. I gotta grab a towel. My towel disappeared. There it is.
I didn't take it.
It wasn't me. Okay, so there they are.
You're right
Chicken
there.
and pork are on there. And none of this stuff's going to take super long. I'm going to guess probably in the neighborhood of 20 minutes. We're not going to get too crazy with it. Nothing real fancy. We do want to give it a little bit of smoke flavor because, let's face it, smoke flavor is where it's at. That's why you grill. So we're going to throw a little num-num wood in there, as Danielle calls it.
Yeah.
This is just hickory chips. Nothing too fancy. We'll just put that in there. Our temperature today is probably going to be in the neighborhood of 325-ish degrees. Once it gets up the temperature, it should be very quickly. And again, probably 20 minutes, give or take a little bit for those. Obviously the chopsticks probably go like 5 minutes, they'll go pretty fast. Now, one other thing I can point out to you, especially when you're doing offset cooking and you're using a kettle grill similar to this. Our charcoal is all over here, so that's where our heat source is, and our smoke source. If you're familiar with how a smoker works, you want to draw the smoke across where you're cooking. That draws in the flavor, yeah? Yeah.
Ah.
So what we're doing is we put the vents over here, fire over here, smoke go this way. See? That's how you use your Weber cooker, or your Weber grill as a smoker. Okay?
One of these.
One of these into one of those. Over there. Yeah. So I've said this in the past, I'll say it again. You're only going to have one cooker in your fleet. I recommend a kettle grill. They can do just about everything. We've done ribs, we've done brisket, we've done shoulders, we've done steaks, we've done everything on these, and they work fantastic. Very versatility.
We haven't done weenies yet.
We haven't cooked weenies in there yet. No, we still
I'm
got
kidding. Not that kind of
the old
weenie.
mascot, he's just hanging out in the yard and enjoying the nice day. So we're gonna let this go, do its magic, check back in 5-10 minutes, see how it's going. Well, here we go. Got about maybe 5-10 minutes on these. We moved them a little closer to the charcoal just to get them to heat up a little more. And you can see they're starting to cook pretty good. Pretty good. They're coming along nicely. Alright, so part of the reason I'm doing them this way, I'm trying to get these all to come out at the same time. Well, that's, a crapshoot, but we'll give it a try anyway. The other reason is I put a little more charcoal in my basket than what I wanted to. Now, normally what I would do is I would sear these things directly over the heat, and then move them to the side so they can slow and low, get the smoke flavor, all that kind of thing. Since I filled the basket up too much, the grill sit like this, so we gotta let that burn down a little bit. So we're gonna reverse here, I guess, if you want to call it that. Here goes our charcoal steaks. I don't know if they taste like charcoal, or they're made out of charcoal, but that's what they're called. So we're gonna put those on.
There's those, and there they are.
And there they are, and there you have it. We're gonna put those on, let them do their thing for a little bit. Hopefully in another 5 minutes or so, the pork chops and the chicken will be close to temperature where we can pull them off and maybe put them on the cooler side and let them kind of low and slow for a few more minutes. And then we'll move our steaks closer to the heat. Num wood. Just slide a few, yeah, slide them in. Sure you will. Yeah, you can't hit a burn side of it anyway. Yeah. Shove a couple pieces down in there, get a little more smoke going, and then give them another 5-ish minutes and see how we're doing. Okay? Okay. Okay, so our chicken's at 170 degrees, so we know that that's done. Because that's,
Oh, excuse me.
okay. That's the food police safe temperature, right? 165 and above, but we went a couple above, but that's okay. I also didn't remember to season those pork chops, so we just threw a little bit of that seasoning on right when they started cooking. No big deal. Got our charcoal steaks over there close to the heat. Pulled the chicken back just to get him out the way. Still gonna wait on those, just because I know they're only gonna take about 3-4 minutes to cook. So let's take a look at this chicken and see how we did. Meanwhile, we'll close that up with
Chicken.
pork chops. No, it's spaghetti. Yeah, why is that?
I thought it was cake.
If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake and it would look like chicken.
I mean,
Anyway.
people do that nowadays.
So let's take a look and see what we got. Come on. There. How's that look?
It's cooked.
We'll give it a little squeeze. A little bit of juice coming out of there. Yeah, that's a bit about right. Now again, we didn't marinate this or anything. This was all done at the store. But they call it Dad's Cajun Chicken something that rhymes with orange.
Something dark side?
I forget. Perfect.
Hot.
No, really? Who would have thunk that? Anyway,
Oh, okay, great.
so those are chicken. I mean, it's got their flavorings and their marinade, but it isn't dried out, so we cooked it right, apparently. Every once in a while I get lucky. One more for me. One more for you. We'll save that for later. What do you say we try a pork chop? I think they're about done. We'll pull a pork chop off. There you go, pork chop. Meantime, let me move these steaks over a little bit so we can get some cooking on those guys. All right. Now we're going to probably cook those steaks to more of a medium-ish. You know, 135, 140, somewhere in there for the internal temperature. Just because pork looks nice and
Done too.
nice and done. You can see there's still quite a bit of juice in there. We didn't dry them out. One for you, one for me.
Tastes great too.
I mean, you can't really go wrong, right?
Not dried out at all.
Apparently I can't go wrong anyway.
No.
One more for you. So we'll pull that other pork chop off. He said pork chop. Yeah. They taste great. They're not dried out. Apparently that cooking method worked. And again, if you've got, okay, let me give you a little example here. I'm going to sit down. Since we can't quite do our live videos yet, but this is something, little food for thought for you. As a parent, youngest being 25.
Me.
Hi, that's you. I got a little bit of experience raising kids and having family and all that kind of thing, and I'm sure many of you out there do too as well. What's the one thing you run into when you're cooking? Hey, what's for dinner tonight, Mom? Oh, we're having goulash. I don't want goulash. I want spaghetti. I don't want spaghetti. I want cheaper.
I want chicken nuggets.
You know. So you're always trying to fight to see who wants what, whatever, right? It's nobody's ever going to be happy. There's always going to be that one that's left out. A deal like this, when you go into the store and you can find this stuff at reduced prices, and you get one of these and two of those, you can put together a meal with side dishes, and we'll probably do these with some potatoes and things. You've seen us do that before, so we're not going to show that. But this is something where you can put together a meal. Well, one doesn't like chicken. Like my brother won't eat chicken. Well, I've got pork chops for him. Well, what if he doesn't want a pork chop today? Well, guess what? I got a couple different kinds of steaks you can choose.
What does Scooby get?
Scooby likes everything.
He's waiting for his portion.
Yeah, absolutely. But the point being is this is sort of a preview of what you could do, all on the same grill, relatively short prep time. We're probably going to spend maybe 30 minutes out here, plus the time it took to get the charcoal going and everything like that. But it isn't overwhelming. It's not like you're spending 12 hours slaving in the kitchen or at the grill. And everybody can get something that tastes good that they want. So there's some choices. Let's go take a look at these steaks, shall we? There's our pork
Looks
chop.
delicious also.
Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? I don't think they're quite done yet, but we got them close to the heat. You can hear them sizzling.
Oh yeah, they
they're
still look a little
starting to get a
red.
little color there, but they got a little bit to go. So we're gonna leave those on for a few more minutes, give them a little more num wood. In the meantime, these are pretty loosely packed cube steaks or chop steaks.
Oh, that's what those are?
Yep, those are chop steak, cube steak.
We found them at the store. I thought they were just ground beef.
Yeah, well, they kind of are. I mean, that's kind of what chopped steak or cube steak is. It's like you take burger and you smash it into a steak type looking thing, or you take a thin cut of steak and run the tenderizer across it 500 times, and there you have it.
Oh.
Something like that. But there they are. You know, you can get those in the restaurants. And, you know, it's a. Oh shit!
Yeah, we might need gloves.
Don't put your gloves on, dummy.
That's what we're telling you not to do.
Oh yeah. Don't do that with your bare hands, because you got to be a fool like me to do that. Where was I going with this?
Mars. It's up there, somewhere.
Anyway, let's get back to that task, shall we? A little more num wood. Those cube steaks are going to take maybe 5 minutes tops to cook. They're not going to take very long. We don't have them close to the heat directly yet because our charcoal is still sitting a little high in the basket. It's going to cook just fine. We're not too worried about it. There's no, how do I say this? The only wrong way you can do this is if you end up with a product that you don't want to eat. And as you've seen, we've reverse seared things. We've done things differently than what we normally would do when we're cooking steaks. Like when we did the steaks on the charcoal chimney, we hit them with super high heat and then we fried them in the pan and they were wonderful. Well, I got a feeling of these steaks, even though they're not as good of a cut, I think
They're gonna be great.
they're going to taste fantastic. And we're going to temp check those in just a moment. So if you want to stick around. Look at the temp thing in here and see just to see where we're at, so we know about how long they got left. Again, I'm not familiar with this steak. I've never done this cut of steak before. She's having trouble with the smoke getting in her eyes.
No, I just got a tickle in my throat.
Come here, let me tickle. Anyway, so we'll see what these are at. They're at about 130. Yeah, 130, 132. So in a couple of minutes, those are going to be about medium, which normally I'd cook them to medium rare, but for today's purposes, we're going to cook them to medium. You like a little more medium rare, medium. Wife likes.
See too, like if you don't cook them like well done, like some people do,
Right.
you can always re-microwave them. Then, like I know it's not gonna be the same, but then if you like do them like medium.
Yeah. I mean, you can always cook them more. It's hard to cook them less.
Yeah,
is what
like
you're saying.
because when you put them in the microwave, it cooks them more.
Yeah, unfortunately, microwaving meat makes it tough. But you're right. If you need it cooked another minute longer to get the pink out because you have a sacrilege.
No,
that's
I'm
pink.
talking about like with leftovers.
Oh, leftovers. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because then you won't overcook them. I get it when you're warming it up again. Good point. I hate microwaving meat, but you got a point. Point is, you can undercook them and cook them more later.
Anyway,
So on with the show. This is it. So we'll move these. I think these are about done. We're gonna. I don't know. I can't pick them up with tongs. But then I brought the spatula. We'll slide them over, get them some high heat. There we go. We'll pull one of them off. Let's see what we got. Let's see what Mr. You got, son of a
biscuit.
behind. Okay, now you can already see that there's still a little bit of pink left, or a little bit of red left in there, a little bit of pink.
It's hard to with the sun in my eyes.
Here, come here, let me blindfold you. Dad, I don't say nothing, I swear. Let's take a look and see what we got. And she is right, you can, see there's a little bit of color left in there, but that's probably a medium.
But like what I like.
Probably, yeah. So again, I'm not familiar with this cut of steak. They look pretty tender. Not bad.
Almost jerky like.
In a way, it's still got a little bit of different texture to it than the ribeye has or than the sirloin has.
Reminds me of North Country.
Yeah, but tastes good.
Huh.
Cooked nice.
Yeah, can't complain at all.
Less filling.
Juicy.
Less great taste filling. That's the beer commercial. We don't get into that. Yeah. So I mean, that's literally taking a $3 steak, or as Jim Ross would say, a $2 steak, and we just put our seasonings on it that we like. You put on the seasoning that you like. You cook it to the doneness that you like, and you're probably gonna end up with a steak that, guess what, you like.
I'm gonna make you sneeze too much, huh?
He's got a little pepper in his nose from our seasoning. So we're just gonna pile the meats on, get them ready to go in the house. We'll pull the other steak off right now, the other charcoal steak. Now this one is a little thicker cut, so this one might be a little more to my liking than yours.
I mean, I still like them that way.
Well, I know. In a perfect world.
Yeah.
All right. In a perfect world, this would probably be closer to what I like.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, that's a little more medium rare.
I'll try that too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part about being here doing the work, is you get to taste test. Now this looks like a halfway decent cut of meat. I mean, when you look at that, you see how the grains kind of coming apart there? It's almost like a roast. Strange. Very weird. But let's see how it tastes. Perfectly fine. I can dig that. Now again, if we were serving the masses like we normally do, if we had a big crowd over here getting food, we would probably let those rest for 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, just to let the fats render, let the temperature neutralize, and let it do its thing where it comes out.
Man, these are really juicy.
Yeah, they're very juicy, aren't they? See, we didn't dry them out or nothing.
No.
Yeah. See, so when you say, "Oh, I can't barbecue," I would try the steak out. You really won't. If you just pay attention to what you're doing, you can always pull it off a few minutes early. Again, if you watch our video where we cooked on the charcoal chimney, I pulled one of the steaks a few minutes earlier than I should have. It was a little more rare than it should have been. We put it back in for a couple more minutes. No problem. All right. So these are going to take about 3 more minutes, 2 more minutes.
See you then.
So we'll come back. So here we are with our chopsticks, like I said, or our cube steaks, if you want to call them that. Or
These
if you want to call them Aloysius, I don't care.
these things.
We're going to just temp check them. They're 135, 140 degrees, so they're probably more than done. We'll put that away. Now some people will tell you, you have to cook those to 165. Those are ground burgers.
You're not eating them.
Ah, shut up. There they go.
You ain't eating them. Don't worry about it.
You ain't eating none of my
Well,
food.
you eating them or serving them?
Yeah, there you go. So let's take a look and see what we got.
They look juicy also.
They also look juicy. Yeah, see, this is a
Well
real
done.
plain steak. That looks pretty good. We'll just give it a little slice. See what posh slice tastes like. The slice girls.
It tastes like ground beef.
Tastes like
Yeah.
Okay. Tastes like a cheap steak.
Might need to name this video. Can't complain.
No. So there you go. We got a nice pile of meat there. Now another way this does work good, and this is something we're going to be doing this spring, is we're going to have a group of friends come over and do a cook. And we've tried this in the past, and we've had some success with it. We're hoping to go a little bit farther this year. We're going to have everybody bring their favorite meat and their favorite side dish and their favorite drink and whatever, and favorite dessert. So if you bring a couple of pounds of chicken, we're going to put, like a potluck, yeah. So this is an example of what the potluck could be. If one guy liked pork chops, he brings pork chops. Another person liked chicken, they bring chicken. However they want to do it. We cook everything together. We'll have all the cookers going out here, all the friends out here helping cook everything, and we're going to make a huge food feast and put everybody in a coma. Well, maybe we'll even videotape it and show you. We'll see what happens.
I mean, I'll videotape it.
Yeah, but again.
Hey, videotape it and just fast forward the entire thing.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a long process that day, but sometimes, guys, food isn't always just about the perfect food, or the perfect flavor.
It's about the people you
perfect
spend
taste.
time
It's
with
about
eating
fun. It's about family. It's about all the F things. Frost.
it.
Farfig Newton. No, seriously, it's about sharing the love. We love food. We like to eat, obviously. And we like to share that with other people. And we'd rather camaraderie. That's what really matters to me. And the food is as secondary as it is. Obviously, we do stuff with regular stuff. That's why we're called Regular Guy Barbecue. And we can make things taste good and everybody can enjoy. So I'm going to shut up, take this in the house, and get to eating. Thanks for joining us. You know the routine by now. If you don't, you got to like this video with one of these. If you don't like the video, that's okay.
No, we need 2, remember?
We need 2 downs if they don't like the video. Okay? You don't be afraid. Comments, subscribe if you like the channel, because we got a whole bunch of new content coming now that the weather's starting to get nice. We're going to be doing a lot of videos. Maybe even more than once a week, we'll see. And subscribe if you haven't yet, because we need you to be part of the Regular Guy Barbecue family so we can start giving stuff away. And I'm going to give you a little secret, a little hint, okay?
Secret?
Secret. I got a secret. We're going to be doing 2 giveaways this summer, I hope.
If we get enough people.
We get 100 subscribers, our first giveaway is going to be cash money. You'll like that, because everybody likes cash, right? I know I do. And our second giveaway, you know, you're just going to have to stay tuned to see what the second one is, but I got something special planned for you guys. If you're a subscriber and we do a video that we're going to do, and we show you what we're going to show you, we're going to do a giveaway. If you comment on that video, we'll draw a random name from those people and give away something big. Or something, again, that rhymes with orange.
Ooh.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Oh, no, bell notification.
Ding.
Ring-a-ding. Hit that bell, because we want you to know every time we come out with a new video. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Take care.